Hey everybody, welcome to my vlog. Nurse Martinez here. So it's been a while since I've vlogged. I know that. It's been my last semester and it has been stress and chaos is such an understatement. I was telling my siblings, like, can you see it in my face? Because my facial expressions, you can see it. And then on my skin, you can see it when I'm stressed. I can't hide it. I don't know. I posted on Facebook that I did my last presentation. I'm so excited. I was super nervous, like beyond more than normal. And I think because of so much that's going on. So just to recap, I had to, for personal reasons, for school, for work, for everything, I had to take out my daughter out of her Montessori school for a little bit, for a couple of months. I had January, February, March. So I had 2.5 months to complete all my semester hours for this spring semester, for this last semester. I had to do it. So I did for sometimes even 5 days a week. And I went substitute part-time as a school nurse to get that done. And then her school was so amazing, and they really worked with me because I was like, look, guys, please just help me out here. And so she can come back in March, you know. She was actually able to go back a little bit sooner. And I just, before all this COVID stuff, I was like, spring break, they allowed us to do for our spring break, clinical hours. They hadn't in the past, and they let us right before all this whole COVID-19 started. And so I was like, score, like, we're gonna do this, you know? So I asked my preceptors. They were so amazing. This semester was just so amazing in that sense, but I was so exhausted trying to do so we have our homework assignment that they're called clinical calendar, like clinical hours. And you have to do your SOAP notes, and you have to chart like if you were charting for a patient. And so in our clinical sites, depending on where you were at, you were trained to chart. So you charted there, and then you came home. I did all the mommy stuff, and I picked up my kids from school. And my husband, I promise you, he was like mommy number 2. And my mom and my dad, my siblings, I mean, they've all helped me out in some way or another. But my husband, he has taken the grunt of this motherhood, so to speak, of mommy to-dos, and has just really rolled with it. Has it been hard? It has. But it's, you know, we're at the end. We are at the end of this. And so doing what we need to do, putting them to bed and studying. And then so I had 2 evaluations for my preceptors this year. The past couple of years, it's one on site, and then we've done one, like a simulation lab in school. So we did 2. One on-site visit where your professor comes and visits you at your site, and you go in with your professor to look at, it depends on what they are looking for. Are they looking for a sick visit and a well child, or whatever they have time for, okay? So my happened to be, because of the weather and schedule conflicting, like they were back to back. One day and then the next day. So I was like super stressed about it, because I'm like, usually I know what to expect for one, and then I can work on the next one. No, I had no time. I had less than 24 hours. So my preceptor, she knew that when they were coming, but she didn't realize they were back to back. And she was so amazing about it. And she's like, look, you got this. You know what you're doing. Like, just keep going. Don't second guess yourself. Be confident. And I'm like, okay, all the things that I'm not right now at this moment. And so my professor came. She came in with me to do a well child visit. We walk in, I introduce myself, and she's like a fly on the wall. She does not do anything. She just listens to what I'm doing. So of course, deep down inside, I'm just like, eh. But when I'm talking to the patient, I'm just cool and collected, pretending, fake it till you make it, cool and collected, all that good stuff, And then it was a bilingual patient, so it was really good on my part, because then I could show my bilingual skills and talk to them in Spanish and really educate them. And my professor really liked that, because she's like, wow, I like that you're able to do that, and that's really awesome. It's unfortunate many can't. My professor is Caucasian. My preceptor is Caucasian, and her Spanish is amazing. So can it be done? It can be done. I'm just saying. So that was one day. Let's go. We're done. Check it off. Next day, not even 24 hours later, was the one So our simulation lab, it looks just like a clinic exam room, and we do have live volunteer patients that have a scenario, and we have to guess with what they have, you know, their findings, so to speak. They have to tell us, and so it's hard because you're looking at a completely normal person, and you have to pretend that they're sick. So that's a little hard because you're just like, no, they're so normal. So you're like, what are your findings? And have I done this treatment that I think I'm gonna do? Not to be real specific, but so you gather these findings from them, and then you chart, and everything's timed. That's my son. Everything is timed, and then you move on to the next simulated patient. And stop. And so that's also timed. And that was like, okay, 2 check marks off my list. Then comes COVID. And I was almost done. So spring break comes. I finally finished all my hours, completely exhausted. It was time to submit my charting, so to speak, my homework assignments. And so I started getting behind because I had so many hours to complete and so many hours to get approved. But I finally, caught up, and I think that was what even made me just more high strung. And then we have our youth, so trying to keep up with them and trying to make sure that we don't leave them behind in any way. And so my husband took care of all that, and my brother's now, involved too. And so it's been fun. It's been good. We're doing so many good things in our church, and I'm so excited about that too. And so I say "and so" a lot, don't I? And I do this to my nose. I don't really know why. I've washed my hands like a million times. So then I took up a permanent position at a school district as a school nurse. That's been fun because my nursing will never leave me. My nursing skills will never leave me. But the learning curve of different ways that people do different things and different softwares and different everything, that was a huge learning curve of trying to get familiar with on top of everything else that I had. So it's been fun though. I'm enjoying it. They told me they're like, you came in like right, like you planned it, didn't you? Because as soon as I started, it was like boom, bam, spring break, and then bam, COVID. I haven't been back to work. So, but I'm working from home. So you can just imagine, both me and my husband are working from home. Our kids are doing virtual learning. That's all I got to say about that. I think the teachers are doing a fabulous job. I'm just tired of getting like automated telephone calls, not from the teachers, but from like just the constant, they're trying to keep us up to date, and I love that. But then I get up to date phone calls from my work and my kids' school, and it's like one thing after another. And I'm like, I think I've charged my cell phone maybe twice a day when I've never had to charge it, not even once in one day. So it's crazy, but oh my gosh, like how amazing does technology work, right? For good, and it has its moments, I guess. So today I got to do my last presentation. This is a paper that I've been working on since, gosh, I think 2-3 semesters ago, almost a year ago, that we've slowly accumulated each semester, added to it and researched to it. So it was something that was a really big passion of mine as a school nurse and advocating for my students. So it was fun to do. And it has to do with nursing and then what you want to do with that evidence-based practices in the future as a nurse practitioner. So that was really cool, and I really enjoyed that. But I was super nervous because of all of this chaos. Guys, they canceled clinicals, and so I was fortunate enough that I got to finish my clinicals before they did this. But there's a lot of my classmates that did not get to finish their clinicals or are halfway done, or they completely told them, nope, you can't come back to our sites. I mean, that's stressful, especially when it's your last semester and you have no answers. And it's not our school's fault to not have answers, because I've been on that end in my school district where our information is changing second by second. Like, I could have sent an email 5 minutes ago stating one thing, and then they changed it as soon as I get back on to check, and it's like, oh my goodness, my staff is gonna kill me. Like, I'm new, and they're like, really, you can't get your stuff together? Like, that's how I felt when I was sending my emails. So I can just imagine how my professors in grad school are feeling the same way. So as nurses, we have to be flexible. I mean, many of us, teachers have to be flexible. We all have to be flexible at one point in our jobs, in our profession. So we're trying and we're doing the best we can. And I really do think they're trying to give us the information as soon as they get it too, and then it changes as soon as they send it out too. So we're all in the same boat, but we will get done. I am bummed. I'm not even gonna lie. I am bummed for the high school seniors that are gonna miss their commencement. I mean, I've had so many commencements. It's kind of, you know, it is what it is. But high school, that's grand. And your senior year, and you just feel like you're on top of the world. And right now they don't. So give prayers to our seniors, and you know, just think about them and give them, you know, lots of love and hugs and support. Air hugs, air kisses, air high fives, lots of support while social distancing. Can't believe I'm even saying this in my video, but yes, give them that. And I was really excited because I always wanted to get, so we get these hoods when we graduate from our masters. It's like this little hood, it drapes over us and it distinguishes us, and the doctorates get PhD levels and all that. They get their own, like they'll get a hat. But anyways, it's really cool, and I was really hoping to be able to walk across that stage with my hood. So we can't, we're not gonna in May, and I'm so bummed about that. I will have my degree and I will have my education. No one can take that away from me. But my hood, my ceremony, my commencement has been taken away, and that kind of bums me out. But I know they said that they'll do it, you know, either in August or it'll get done. We'll be able to have that experience, but it's not the same. You know, you can't get that feeling back. I hope that when they do that, I can have that experience and I can have that joy and euphoria of it. But so just prayers for all of us, prayers for those at home with kids trying to do virtual learning when they've never even touched a computer before. Not that, you know, not that they can or they don't know how, it's just they've never had to. So prayers for them too. Thank you for listening to my video. And you know, I'm not the only mom out there, the only parent out there, as you can hear my kids struggling right now with grad school. And so send a little prayers to them too. Send them thoughts, air hugs, air high fives, and lots of prayers and support. Thanks.